My name is Alfred Richardson. I'm a professor emeritus here at the university. My specialty is botany, specifically plant systematics or plant taxonomy, which works with naming and identifying plants. As I grew up, my mother planted garden flowers all the time, and I was interested in there. And after I grew up, I started growing plants. Well, I graduated from Brownsville High School. I was doing sheet metal work at the time, and I really didn't like that. And I just decided there was a time for change, and I was still young enough to do it. And when I was 35 years old, I started associate arts degrees at Texas Southmost College. I got my bachelor's, master's, and doctorate at the University of Texas at Austin. The latest book, it's a book on the naturally growing plants of Cameron, Hidalgo, Willacy, and Starr counties. This book contains a little over 850 species. We have a tremendous variety of plants. In fact, we have around 1/5 of the plants in all of Texas that occur in all of Texas. We're in a southern position, but not far enough south to be tropical. We get a lot of things from Mexico that come up into our area, and then they're not found any farther north. So we get that combination of Mexican flora and Texas flora in that sense. Also, we've got the coast, which is another complete set of plants, and then of course along the river. Just even in the valley, we have differences in temperature and rainfall as we go westward. That causes another difference in the kinds of plants that we've got. A couple of classes have used it as either a lab manual or textbook. It's also being used at UT Pan Am as a lab manual. In the public schools in Donna, they're using it as a textbook. Ken King and I were honored by the Native Plant Society of Texas in giving us the Donovan Stewart Correll Memorial Award for scientific work with native plants in 2012. In our partnership with the co-author, we make a great team because I can deal with that tedium. We complement each other. His name is Ken King. He has a master's degree in biology with an emphasis on herpetology. And he sees a particular plant, and he can tell you what butterfly goes to that plant and where the larvae go. If you see this butterfly, you follow it, and you'll find the plant that it likes. To find that plant, it has to be preserved. We put it in a plant press where it's pressed flat and dried, and then it's stored in a herbarium, which is like a library of plant specimens. And then, of course, have to work identifying it or confirming the identification. Those specimens will last for hundreds of years if they're kept dry and free of insects. And so other people can come and study the plants and maybe see what was growing here at this time and is not growing sometime in the future. It's like going on an Easter egg hunt every time I go out. We always look around in the grass. Sometimes a little small thing in the grass will catch our attention, and so there's always something of interest. That's when we get the flow of endorphins. You know, they talk about the runner's high, but when we start on a field trip, boy, the endorphins really flow, just really feel good.